Hey everybody, this is Frankie Day from Frankie Day Models. Okay fellas, for this evening I have for you video one on the Hasegawa 1/72 scale Mitsubishi G3M NELL. Okay, now this is a very good kit, guys. I really enjoyed building this. I should have had the final reveal for this within a day or two. It's almost done. I got all the paintwork all done on it. I've got transparencies put on it, and I got to mask them off and paint the same like I did on the cockpit. And I had the wash on it and everything. Came out very good. I painted it with the first pre-war colors. It was actually they were like a sun orange, more or less. Instead of going back using greens and browns, dark earth, and Japanese light gray on the bottom, or aluminum, or just Japanese imperial green. Overall, this is one of the experimental color schedules that they used at the time of war. They were very effective too, because Japanese were really thinking about going back to to the pre-World War II paint schedule, all orange, because when they're in the sky, because they always attack from the sun. That's how they have advantage over a lot of naval airmen during the battle during the Pacific. You always strike from the sun, but we got orange that blends in with the sun. It's like camouflage. Like you can't. It's almost virtually. It's almost stealth, and it's very effective. But they resulted to using earth camouflage, more or less, dark earth and greens. And most of these nails were used during the war. Were used in their base in China, and they used them in the Solomon, the St. George's Islands, and throughout the South Pacific. They're a Japanese naval airplane. They're a torpedo bomber, like that of the Betty, and they're very versatile because they're a high altitude bomber as well. And one thing that's really crazy, I don't know what they were thinking about when designing this aircraft, is that they don't have an internal bomb bay. That's all external. They got all their payload hanging out the aircraft. And so I think I know why they done that, because it was a torpedo bomber. That was designed for. But it's also, it can be modified as a high-level bomber as well. Judging at 1/72 scale, the NELL's a pretty good sized airplane. It looks like it's got a wingspan probably 100 feet maybe. Maybe 90 feet to 100 feet. A lot more bigger than a B-25. And as we review the update on the construction of the NELL, I show you the differentials of how they copied the aircraft, what they look like to my eye and to a lot of people's eyes. A lot of people say Japanese they copy a lot of people's airplanes. This is very true. They did that, but what they did, they had a science behind it. There's a science behind their madness. If they can take a top airplane, that's top shelf. That's the best that there is. You take the next after that, and the one it's almost getting there. You take all three of those designs, and you make it into one design. That's why they look different. For example, like the Tabby. The Tabby looks like a Goonie bird. It looks like a C-47, but it's not. And so they're great copiers of the designs. Okay, this is video one. Video two will be the final reveal. I should have it for you by this Friday, because I got to play music tomorrow night. It'll take me away from the bench, and I could probably, when I get done playing music, I'll be able to go out and finish up the NELL. Okay, enough said. Move my sarsaparilla out of the way here. We're going to take a look at her. There she is, sitting right in front of the plans of the S.O. Trenton, which I'll probably be on pretty soon, fellas. And we'll go in a little bit here on this thing, if it allow me. Okay, here we go. This kit, it goes together very, very well. It poses no problems, and you know something, there's no fit issues at all. Now the wings are a little tight, but once they pop in that fuselage there, they're there. They're like a spring hatch. They're there. Ain't gonna go nowhere. Now you look at this airplane very carefully, especially this attitude right here. The wings look like that of a Messerschmitt 110. Then you look up, you can see those two tail fins back there. Your vertical stabilizers look like that of a B-25, especially the nacelles in a way. So it looks like half B-25, half Messerschmitt. There's another feature it reminds you of. The Stuka. Look at those ailerons right there. They're like Fowler flaps. But I love this airplane. I really do. I truly love this airplane. The NELL, the G3M, the G3M NELL. During time it came out in 1933. It was designed as an airliner. But the warlords of Japan during the Manchuria, they more or less had better ideas with these things. Converted them into bombers. Then the Japanese Navy, Imperial Navy, had better ideas. Man, these things had good torpedo bombers than they did. So actually Mitsubishi made a contract with the Imperial Japanese Navy and commissioning and building a bunch of these NELLs. Then they had better ideas for them too. After that, after the Japanese Navy had them, they were actually released to the Japanese Army, Air Corps. And a lot of them used them as land base against China. You watch those old John Wayne movies right there. You can see those old NELLs out there dropping bombs out there. The fuselage was all masked down and airbrushed. I think I can go on a little more. Yeah, not much more than that. It was all masked down and airbrushed. But I lost my train of thought. I should have said, Franklin, you should have masked down the rest of the transparencies like you did the cockpit and did the whole thing. Then this thing would be done right now. But, oh, Frankie Day had better plans and something else going on. This aircraft is painted in orange. Anybody who wants to paint their Japanese aircraft, the most truest color there is, the best orange I've ever used, is right here. Let me back up with the camera, guys. It's this Tamiya X6 orange. This is very good. It's a very good orange, especially on vintage aircraft like the Grumman Gulf Hawk. That's why I use my Grumman Gulf Hawk. If you can't get this color, what you need to do is take orange and just mix, take orange paint, or take yellow paint and mix orange with it. And you'll get it pretty close to this color. But I like this color here. This is the color that I used on the NELL. It goes on very easily, very nicely, it dries. And once the aircraft was dried, I went and messed down the cockpit and everything. I should have got the other transparencies on, but I went ahead of myself. And so I gave a good wash to it and everything, and moved the wash for the Q-tip and everything. And airbrush it. Of course, I airbrushed it gloss first before I put the wash on. Then it was all said and done, everything all prettied up. I just gave her airbrushed on some flat lacquer, dull coat, Tester's dull coat. Boy, that stuff smells. You guys want to get a good buzz? Take a whiff of that stuff. This stuff right there will make you. It'll make you in Palookaville. So make sure you use all the ventilation for that. I had stuff to use outside too. Outside did that. Because I sure enough don't want to smell the fumes from that stuff. That stuff is terrible. It's virtually make you pass out. You get enough of it. So anybody's got this kit in their stash, you'll find it's a very beautiful kit. It goes together good. The panel lines are superb all the way. The interiors are painted with Mitsubishi interior blue and black and orange. And that's it. I put the decals on. And when I get done with her, I got the bombs to put on too. So I got ordnance and the rest of those transparencies. And she's finished, fellas. Then be prepared for the final reveal for the mighty Nell. Very interesting aircraft indeed she is. You look at her, you can see the beauty in it somehow. You know, it just looks like a. Looks like it could be a menacing airplane. Oh yeah, when you use washes, use a dark gray wash. Don't use black. A nice light gray, dark gray will work very, very well. I appreciated this thing with Mitsubishi interior blue. And you can see some of blue in the fuselage, especially in this area right in here. You can see the blue shine through. These things were made out of magnesium. They just fall apart when they get machine gunned. That's why Japan invaded Manchuria, so they get all the resources they can to make their military a lot more stronger and better. But I can understand them trying to better their military at the time, but the tactics was very, very barbaric by slaughtering innocent Chinese men, women, and children and babies just to do that for the. That was kind of barbaric. That's how it got us into war. But this is an outstanding airplane, guys. You know, you really find it going to get it very well. This gets old. It's probably about 40 years old. Because I kept on the way I look, I can tell by the plastic. I can tell by looking at it and everything. I said, this airplane, because I can tell by the interior details they give you. The interior of this airplane is I'd say it's not that bad. It's dire in some respects. It can be done better, but I'm quite sure for you enthusiasts out there for photo etch, so you get online and you use a search engine out there, you'll be able to find yourself a cockpit replacement for this thing. But 1/72 scale, it still looks like a pretty good sized airplane. No mistake about it. Yeah, you guys get one. You guys got one stashed, build it. It can be done this color, or it can be done in grains, aluminum bottom, or it can be done with Japanese light gray on the undersides and dark earth on top and some dark green on the camouflage. Use sausages to that, gummy worms for your maskings. They work very well. If you've got a good true hand that doesn't shake, rattle, and roll, you can be able to do all your camouflage freehand. With a good airbrush, yes sir boy, you can. There's nothing more they can add to this beauty. But all I know is she's getting pretty close getting done. Yeah, we'll take the camera to yours truly. Okay, here I is, boys, here I is. Woo, here I am. Okay. I'm still, I've been working on a lot of stuff lately, fellas. I've been working on my albatross today. I'll bring it out very gently. Don't know how I got stuff packed here like that. I went ahead and got some filler on there. There's areas that need filler on it. I got it out pretty good. Use sanding stick. But wet and dry sand, I'm going to do wet sand it with water. When I get done with that, I'm going to go ahead and mask off the cockpit, put the cockpit on, and go ahead and fill around there till it's nice and smooth. And go ahead and make some maskings on my side windows right there. Prime and do some painting. I've already got the floats and the auxiliary fuel tanks. I got them already pre-done already. All I gotta do is add the flaps and ailerons and the engines. And this thing's ready for priming and get the paint done. So Frankie Day's been working pretty hard on these models lately. I'm knocking them out because it's my life, you know, and I really enjoy building these things all the time. I know you guys like to watch my videos, and I know Frankie Day really appreciates it very much. And these things are very great comfort to me since Mrs. Day passed away on me. These things are just like my wife, you know. I got to keep on them all the time. My wife and my life. Okay. And I got my Japanese Zero behind me over there. I'm gonna finish that up next. That's gonna be the next final reveal. I've not got too much to go on that, and after that we'll go to something else. We'll go to the Albatross. I got that Hot 1971 Hasegawa F4B Boeing biplane. And I got my ships. Got the Lexington. I got a lot of stuff going on here. I got the hood. I got the HMS Victory, so I got that coming your way too, guys. So I ain't give too long to be back on ships again. I'm kind of, you know, just keep myself in different perspectives on building. I built so long of models of ships, airplanes, and go back to here, go back to there. One thing I cannot do in this trailer is work with wood like balsa wood airplanes. It's a full-blown miracle that I don't know how I did it by working on that S.O. Trenton in this here trailer, but I did it. So everything in here is just, I can do everything here in this trailer that I can do at the house I had before. But everything is downsized. Well, folks, that's about it for the night. At my clock right now, I got exactly 01:19 right now, which is 1 o'clock in the morning. 1:09 in the morning. Frankie Day's got to get up and go to work, like everybody else does. And I have a big day tomorrow. So stay posted. This Friday I'll have the final reveal for the Nell. And I'll be working also. I'll be working next on the I'll be Boeing F4B over here by Hasegawa. This thing's ready to be primed right now. Prime it, so doing some painting. Won't be too long, I'll be getting that thing done. I got my battleship Maryland right behind me. That's Paul 1/700 scale one. And also I got something I want to show you too before I close off here. I'll probably be working on this next. A 1/32 scale Dragon, measurement 110. It comes with 3 different liveries. Right here. Is what you see is what you get. This here kit supersedes the old Revell one. And the Revell one, this still turns heads pretty good. But this kit here is top shelf. I may venture that pretty soon. And that's about it. Oh yeah, one more thing I want to show you. I'm working on this, I'll be getting this thing here painted up too pretty soon. This is my old